The following is a live presentation of Retro Sports Network, home of the champions of the past, present, and or future. Well, hello there, everybody. My name is... Here, move that out of the way. Ron Chuckett, welcome to the program for this 20th day of April, 2023. And I suppose the easy thing to say would be smoke 'em if you got 'em. I don't. Anyway... Back to July 6th, Friday night. We're back in the interleague play in 2001. Picked this out before the news came out that the athletic franchise is probably headed to Las Vegas. So Oakland, who's 50-34, and steadily chasing after the Seattle Mariners. I believe the margin is now 3 games. They are in Phoenix at the Bob to play the Arizona Diamondbacks, who have struggled a bit. 45-39, they are looking up at the San Francisco Giants, which is something that the Oakland A's have done pretty much their entire time that they've been in Oakland, is look up to the San Francisco Giants, which is why we're in the situation we are today. But the Diamondbacks in good shape for at least a good run of the wild card if they can't catch San Francisco and Oakland and Cleveland and Boston in a 3-way fight for the wild card. Oakland, with Seattle struggling just a bit, is in good shape actually to make a pretty deep run in the West. So that's the setup for you. It's the A's and the D-backs next on Retro Sports Network. As Retro Sports Network presents 2001 An Action PC Season Odyssey. Today, from Bank One Ballpark in Phoenix, Arizona, it's the Arizona Diamondbacks and the Oakland Athletics. And today's game is brought to you by DigitalToDice.com, the best darn podcast on the web for your sports simulation and replay needs. Find us today on Spotify, Spreaker, iTunes, or wherever else fine podcasts are listed. So with all that firepower, you get a start from Brian Anderson today. No Randy Johnson, no Kurt Schilling. B.A. making his 11th start of the year. He's 29 years old. Good morning, Bernie. How are you? He is a fastball pitcher at 85 and a fly ball pitcher. He is 5-3 on the replay with a 3.47 ERA. Making his 11th start of the year. He last pitched 5 days ago against the Rockies. No decision over 7 innings and a 2-1 loss. 103 pitches, 4 hits, a run. It was earned, a homer. I'm doing well, thanks. He has walked 2 in that game against the Rockies and struck out 3 overall. 59 2/3 innings, 59 hits, 27 runs, 23 earned, 7 homers. He walked 13 and struck out 25. So do you have to sell your backyard, Bernie, to get the A's? Johnny Damon will lead off for Oakland. He'll play center field. Menachino is at second. He'll bat second. Terrence Long is in right. He'll go third. Gant in left. Is that Ron? Did they score him from Colorado? Anyway, he cleans up. Miguel Tejada at short will bat fifth. Almeida Signs at first will go sixth. Eric Chavez at third will bat seventh. Hernandez behind the plate goes eighth, and Mark Mulder on the mound should throw about 115 pitches. Will bat ninth. Remember, this is in a National League park, so Oakland's pitchers will have to hit. Defensively for the Diamondbacks, Louis Gonzalez an 8-5 in left. David DeLucci is a 3-3 in center. Miguel Batista a 5 and an 8 in right. Jay Bell is a 3 at third. Tony Womack a 3 at short. Craig Counsell a 3 at second. Not a World Championship infield for sure. Mark Grace is 7 at first. Damian Miller, good catcher, however. 7 and a 5 behind the plate, and Anderson is a 7 on the mound with a .953 fielding percentage. Bernie couldn't be happier. First time in 27 years you'll be living in an MLB city. I can't believe that the city of Oakland could not make something work. You've got raw sewage leaking into dugouts and critters living in opposing broadcast booths. You need a new stadium. There's just no excuse for that. Anyway, Johnny Damon at 247, 7 homers, 31 RBI. Game 85 for the A's and for the D-backs as we head into the All-Star break weekend. Pitch to Damon to start the ball game. Fly ball right field. Back goes Batista. He'll make the catch, 1 out. It's a warm day at night here in Phoenix. 91 degrees, no wind. And the ghost of Tony Fields is in that swimming pool. Their loss is your gain. Yep, absolutely, Bernie. Here's Frank Menachino. Frank at 237, 13 homers, and 38 RBI. Anderson, the lefty, deals. Right back up the box. He'll throw it to first for the out, 2 away. So here is Terrence Long. Terrence at 283, 5 homers, and 53 RBI. What a day to play Oakland. You know, usually I pick these out a couple weeks in advance. Sometimes it just works out well that way. Zelderon pitched to Long. Fly ball, left center. DeLucci rides the Schwinn, coming in, makes the catch to retire the side. So the A's go in order. After half an inning, no score. And so Mark Mulder, the lefty, just 23 years old, 8-5 with a 4.18 ERA. Fastball pitcher at 88 and a ground ball pitcher. I suppose, you know, if I went into Vin Scully, we'd have an episode of the X-Files here. Mulder, last pitch July 1st against the Rangers, got the win in a 5-3 game. 6 innings, just 82 pitches for Mark. 4 hits, 2 runs, both earned. A walk and 6 strikeouts. Overall, 112 innings for Mark. 123 hits, 62 runs, 52 earned. 14 home runs allowed. He's walked 27 while striking out 79. Tribe fan, how are you? This will be the lineup he'll face. Craig Counsell is at second. He'll lead off. Jay Bell at third will bat second. Louis Gonzalez in left will hit third. Miguel Batista in right cleans up. Mark Grace will bat first and play first and bat fifth. Damian Miller behind the plate goes sixth. DeLucci in center will bat seventh. A lot of lefties to face Mulder, as Tony Womack is 1, 2, 3, 5 lefties out of the 9 in the lineup. Womack at short will bat 8th, and Anderson, who threw 11 pitches in his half of the first, will bat 9th. Tim is living the dream. Gant, by the way, a 2 and a 1 and left as we set the Oakland defense for you. Johnny Damon, a 5 and a 3 in center. Terrence Long, a 3 and a 3 in right. Chavez, a 10 at third. Tejada, a 6 at short. Menachino, a 7 at second. Signs, a 5 at first. Ramon Hernandez, a 6 and a 3 behind the plate. And Mulder, an 8 on the mound with a .963 fielding percentage. Craig Counsell stepping in at 290, 3 homers and 18 RBI. Yep, that's terrible for Gant. Great for Strat, however. Not an action PC. Base hit left field, and Gant will pick it up. Brings up Jay Bell, 254, 8 homers, and 32 RBI. Apparently, Craig Counsell is not on Tim's Christmas card list. Bell walked. So first and second for Arizona for Louis Gonzalez. Louis at 328 already has 37 home runs and has driven in 79. And Louis, Counsell, that's right, scored the winning run in the 97 World Series for the Marlins. So Louis will be, of course, in Seattle next Wednesday for the All-Star game. Struck him out. Mulder got him on a 2-2 fastball on the inside corner. It's Danny Batista, not Miguel. Danny at 297, 2 homers, and 13 RBI. Edgar Renteria get equal boos. Well, at least we know where you stand. Pitch to Danny. Ground ball to Mulder, third base side, goes to second for a 1. I believe the throw to first will be late, so Bautista would reach. Menachino stepped on the bag for the fours, but they could not turn two. So runners on the corners for Mark Grace. 279, 6 homers, and 26 RBI. Counsell on third, Bautista on first. Popped up, Hernandez to the screen. And that will reach the seats. So a 1-2 count to Mark Grace. Mulder deals. Fly ball, right field, long. Reaches up, makes the catch, and that'll do it. Arizona gets a hit, leaves on two. After one, no score. It is indeed Ron Gant. So the Rockies don't have him anymore. Ron 1 for 5 since coming over from Colorado, presumably in the trade, with a 3-run homer. Just part-time duty with the A's, only 81 at-bats with 2 homers and 13 RBI. Anderson starts the second. Gant laces this one into right field. He's digging for 2. The throw to Womack is close, but not in time. Brings up Miguel Tejada, 289, 14 homers, 60 RBI, and a 15-game hitting streak. Still amazed at Renneria, Tribe fan says, had a good enough postseason to win the 2010 World Series MVP at 35. For the Giants. Tejada. Ground ball to Anderson towards first. Underhands it to Grace for the out. Gant will stay put. 1 out for Olmedo signs. Olmedo at 227, 6 homers, and 25 RBI. Get back to Oakland. That never seemed to be a really good fit between the A's and Oakland. Pitch to Signs. Fly ball, left center field. DeLucci ranging a long, long way. A good 30-yard run. Makes the catch in left center. Gant will go to third. And there's 2 out. Charlie Finley, of course, the enigmatic owner of the A's in the 70s, threatened to move that team 18 different thousand times. Eric Chavez at 282, 17 homers, and 52 RBI. Being at one point, they threatened to move to Louisville. Another point, a move to Denver seemed imminent. Imminent enough to be printed in the Red Sox schedules for 1978. Chavez at 282, 17 homers, and 52 RBI. 2 out pitch, Gant on third, fly ball to right. Bautista will make the catch, and that will retire the side. No runs, a hit, no errors. Inning and a half in the books, no score. So it'll be Miller, DeLucci, and Womack. Miller at 254, 4 homers, and 20 RBI. They packed the place in the late 80s for those teams of McGuire and Canseco. And then they put up that monstrosity called Mount Davis in center field. Now, granted, the Giants probably should have given Oakland or sold the A's the rights to San Jose, but they were looking to move when this game was being played. And at some point, I think you got to say enough is enough. If anyone would like to counter that, I'd love to hear it. Pitch to Miller. There's a ground ball to Tejada. Over to first for the out. Here's DeLucci. David at 225, 3 homers, and 14 RBI. Mike from the truck, watching while hanging out at the National Harbor in Maryland. We'll then go to the MGM Casino. Do you bet on the A's or the D-backs? Well, the A's are 50 and 34, and going with Mark Mulder. The D-backs are 45 and 39, and not going with Schilling or Randy Johnson. My money's on the A's. Pitch to DeLucci. Line drive to Menachino for the out. 2 away for Tony Womack at 262. A homer and 23 RBI. Mulder deals. There's a ground ball to Signs. Olmedo takes it to the bag himself, and that will retire the side. So through 2, no runs, no hits, no errors. After 2, no score. So it'll be Hernandez, Mulder, and Damon here in the 3rd for Oakland. Ramon with a 7-game hitting streak, 248, 9 homers, and 29 RBI. To Counsell, who hears a shower of boos, throws to first, 1 out. Mark Mulder, by the way, is 0 for 2 on the replay. Both teams have a hit. That's it. 1 out here in the 3rd. Line drive to Womack, 2 out. So opening 9 for Anderson, 27 pitches, 2 2/3, a hit, and that's it. Damon is 0 for 1. Ground ball to Bell. Jay picks it up, throws over to first, and that will retire the side. So, no runs, no hits, no errors again. Bottom of the 3rd here at Phoenix. No score. All right, apparently I got a picture to look at here. As soon as I can find my mouse. My mouse disappeared again. Come on. There we go. It's a selfie of Micah the truck looking like he's having a great old time on the beach. Hopefully your weather is pretty good. You're at National Harbor. How you doing there, Scotty? I saw it's a nice looking picture. It looks like a beautiful day. It's 41 here in Burlington, by the way. People at the Ross Mexicano are wondering what sports you're listening to. Brian Anderson, by the way, 4 for 19, 211 with an RBI. As we start the bottom of the 3rd, he swings, ground ball to Mulder, over to Signs, and there's 1 out. Craig Counsell singled his first time up. Mulder opening 9, 33 pitches, 2 1/3. 1 hit, a walk, and a strikeout, and I recommend the beef nachos. Just saying. Pitch to Counsell. Ground ball to Mulder. Actually, Menachino has it. Over to Mulder, who's covering the bag, and that is the 2nd out. Jay Bell walked his first time up. The weather does look nice where you are. Hopefully there is a nice margarita special, unless you're working, and then you shouldn't be doing that. Pitch to Bell. Ground ball, Tejada behind the bag, over to Signs, and that will retire the side. So the D-backs go down in order. No runs, no hits, no errors. We go to the 4th, no score. So it'll be Menachino, Long, and Gant to face Brian Anderson. Frank is 0 for 1. In the right center, DeLucci moving over. Lots of room here for the out, 1 away. Terrence Long is 0 for 1. Mulder, you knew would pitch well. Brian Anderson, well, his replay ERA is almost 2 runs lower than his real life. Long in the right center, speaking of timing, puts that one off the wall in right center, and he's in the 2nd with his 22nd double of the year. And that'll bring up Ron Gant. Gant doubled his first time up, his first since coming over from the Rockies. Fly ball left field. Louis Gonzalez retreats, makes the catch And Long goes back to second and will hold right there. 2 out for Tejada. Miguel is 0 for 1 and is sitting on a 15-game hitting streak. 41 and rainy in the Pacific Northwest. One of the top 10 coldest Aprils on record so far. We had a day it was 88 here last week, and then it dipped right back down to the 40s. Tomorrow's supposed to be 73. And cloudy, but it is Burlington. Warmth is coming, Tribe fan says. 71 and cloudy in the Cleveland area today. Tejada line drive to Womack, and one shortstop lines out to the other. No runs, the A's get a hit and leave them stranded. After 3.5, no score. Oh, I can't do that during the middle of a game. Anyway, so no stats for this one. Standings, well, I'm going to eat a bite of food first because I hadn't finished my lunch. Florida, a 1.5 over Philly, 4.5 over Atlanta. Uh-oh, Steeler fan. Houston and Chicago are tied. In the West, San Francisco by 3.5 over Arizona, 5.5 over Colorado. In the American League East, the Yankees 5.5 over the Red Sox. Chicago 4 games up on Cleveland in the Central, and Seattle's lead is now 4. Wild cards are going to be Arizona and Cleveland at this point. Gonzalez struck out his first time up. Swallowing some food. Pitch to Gonzalez. Louis strikes out. Mulder got him on a full count fastball. Swung on and missed. Brings up Danny Bautista. Stop calling me Miguel. Danny's 0 for 1. Struck him out. So we got a good morning and a good afternoon. A 1-2 fastball on the outside corner for Mark Grace, who's 0 for 1. I saw that Washington Western University, or Western Washington University, has moved their home softball games this weekend to Yakima, across the mountains in central Washington. So if they played at Grandma's house, would they be over the river and through the woods? Pitch to Grace. Ground ball to Menachino. Coming in. Quick flip to Signs, and that will retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. We go to the 5th. Another pitcher's duel, no score. So Signs, Chavez, and Hernandez to face Brian Anderson. Signs is 0 for 1. Anderson and Mulder cruising right along here as we go in the 5th. Anderson off the bag towards first, throws to Grace, 1 out. Was it a heavy snow winter in the mountains, Scotty, up there? I know from people I talked to out in the Tahoe area that some of the ski areas, get this, Chavez, by the way, 0 for 1, got 840 inches of snow. Not centimeters, inches. Pitch to Chavez. Eric lifts this one into right center field. Back goes Bautista, and that ball is gone. Just this winter, Tribe fan. So Chavez over the pool into the first couple rows of seats in right center, and the A's, hopefully you guys bet them 1-0. You know, I can actually set up something for you guys to choose who wins the ball game. $840 inches. Alexa, what's 840 divided by 12? Alexa, what is 840 divided by 12? $70 feet of snow. She didn't want to answer me. That's a lot of snow. Ramon Hernandez is 0 for 1. In an average winter here, we get about 80 inches of snow. Yeah. It made her head hurt. Like, why can't you do basic math? And Scotty says over 600 inches. Bernie. Over 600 inches of snow at Mount Baker in the North Cascades so far and still snowing. So you guys are going to have some flood watches too. Bernie's speaker heard me and answered the question. Well, at least someone's speaker answered the question. Not the one that's a foot and a half away from me. Base hit down the line and left. That's extra bases, and his hitting streak goes to 16. Gonzalez gets it out of the corner. Hernandez is into second standing with his 11th double of the year. And so here's Mulder, one out. Grace and Bell play for the bunt. Mulder swings or bunts it foul. And the count is 0-2. So 1-0 Oakland, one out here in the top of the fifth. Pitch to Mulder. Ground ball to Counsell. Grace goes back to the bag at first. Hernandez moves on to third. 2 out for Johnny Damon, who is 0 for 2. Brian Anderson, 18 batters, 4 2/3, 53 pitches, 4 hits, and a home run. That was to Eric Chavez in the top of the inning, the lone run of the ball game. Struck him out, and that'll do it. Well, it's 41 degrees here in town. It is 88 in Phoenix. 1 run, 2 hit, no errors. Halfway home on a Thursday. It's Oakland 1, Arizona nothing. You joined us late. Here's how we got here. I'm eating my lunch. Eric Chavez in the top of the fifth just hit a 418-foot bomb over the swimming pool in right center to make it 1-0 Oakland. Mark Mulder throwing a one-hitter through 4. He has struck out 3. Brian Anderson pitching pretty well himself, just 4 hits through 5 and the 1 mistake pitch. Be Miller, DeLucci, and Womack here in the bottom of the fifth. Damian is 0 for 1. There's a ground ball to Menachino, and Frank can't make the play. So that's an error. Off his glove. And the tying run is on. Ow. So here's DeLucci. David is 0 for 1. Yeah, Jamie, this replay has had a very good share, or a very high share, of close games. Pitch to DeLucci. Struck him out. That's 4 for Mulder. An 0-2 fastball swung on and missed. 1 out for Womack. Tony is 0 for 1. The lone hit, by the way, Craig Counsell. And just mentioning that name rounds down a giant chorus of boos from the chat. Struck him out. That's 5 for Mulder. And 0-2 fastball swung on and missed. So Mark with good swing and miss stuff, and that'll bring up the pitcher, Brian Anderson. Brian 0 for 1. Scotty says, in the winter of 98-99, Mount Baker in western Washington set the world record for most snowfall at 1,140 inches. That's 95 feet of snow. They average 500 inches in a winter. How high is Mount Baker? 1,140. That's some pretty good skiing right there. That is a lot of snow days. Do the towns give out free snowblowers to the townspeople? I think you'd have to. Anderson with a runner on first lines this one into center. That's going to drop for a base hit. So Anderson has a single. Miller, not blessed with speed, goes for third, and the throw is cut off. Johnny Damon was not blessed with a good arm either. So runners on the corners, 2 out for Counsell. Always a good thing when the pitcher gets a hit, right? Counsell 1 for 2. Mulder, opening 18, 73 pitches, 4 2/3. 2 hits, a walk, and 5 strikeouts. I'm assuming that when we're talking about snowfall totals on mountains that we're talking about the summit. So if it's like the Northeast Mountains, Jamie, the only people that live on the top are those who maintain the TV transmitters. Hernandez and Mulder have a word. Runners on the corners, 1-0 Oakland. Counsell swings, ground ball right side, base hit. Miller will score. Anderson will try for third. Terrence Long will throw, and Anderson's in there standing. And so it's a 1-1 ball game. Jay Bell is 0 for 1 with a walk. Fly ball left field. Gant in the corner, and Ron can't get there. Somebody from Flagstaff, speaking of snow, made that catch, and the count is 2-2. If you lived halfway down the mountain, you'd only get 48 feet of snow, so that would not be so bad. So says the person who lives in St. Petersburg, Florida. 2 out, 2-strike count, 2-2 count into center field. Damon reaches over into right center field, makes the catch, and that will retire the side. 1 run, however, for the Diamondbacks. 2 hits in that error by Menachino was huge. We go to the 6th, 1-1. And speaking of Frank, he'll lead off the inning. He's 0 for 2. It's not so bad as long as you're not getting multiple dumps of multiple feet. I think the biggest storm we had this winter, Jamie, was about 10 inches. We've had 2.5 foot dumps here in Burlington. But our elevation's right about 425 feet. Fly ball, left center field. That ball is well hit. DeLucia, a long run, makes the catch. 1 out for Terrence Long, who doubled. He is 1 for 2. Mount Baker, the summit is 10,781 feet, so almost 2 miles. There's a thriving ski area about 60 miles from Bellingham, Washington. Our highest peak is about 4,500. That's Mount Mansfield. And that's where all of our digital TV sticks are. And you might have heard of Stowe. That's where that is. Pitch to Long. There's a fly ball, left center field. DeLucia, not as far this time around, makes the catch 2 away. For Ron Gant, Ron is 1 for 2. He is doubled. And that's ball 4. So a good game for Gant, although he would be familiar with Arizona, just coming over from Colorado. Jamie says, when I still lived in the D.C. area, biggest I remember was in the mid-90s. I think we got back-to-back storms of 20 inches, so between 2 and was over 3 feet. Usually we'd only get 2 to 6. That's about what I would like in a storm, between 2 and 6. We don't call those mountains. No, I know that anyone of the Rockies and West don't call anything here a mountain. Excuse me. Mount Marcy, the highest peak in New York, is a little over or right around a mile high. And somehow Whiteface hosted an Olympic downhill when Lake Placid had the Olympics in 1980. That was a real challenge to try to get a full downhill course on something that short. Here's Tejada. Still has a 15-game hitting streak. He's 0 for 2. And Jamie says in Florida, anything over 10 feet is a mountain. Ground ball to Womack. Goes over to first, and Tejada is retired. Well, between the sneezes, no runs, no hits, no errors. Bottom of the 6th here in another decent game. Those are 1-1. So Gonzalez, Batista, and Grace to face Mulder. Louis is 0 for 2. Mark has fanned him twice. Base hit left field goes the opposite way. Gant will pick it up. So here's Danny Bautista. He is struck out. He's 0 for 2. Could be 2 here. Chavez, Menchino for 1. Pivots, throws to first, and they go around the horn. 5-4-3. So 2 out for Mark Grace, who's 0 for 2. In Ohio, the highest point is just under 1,550 feet, called Campbell Hill. Whereabouts is that? Pitch to Grace. Ground ball to Menachino, and that'll do it. So the Diamondbacks trying to get something going and can't. Double play erases that. No runs, a hit, no errors. Go to the 7th here at the Bob. 1-1. So signs Chavez and Hernandez to face Brian Anderson, who's only thrown 70 pitches through 6. Mulder's at 96. Signs is 0 for 2. And if Oakland would make a change, Mulder is due to bat 4th here in the 7th. Struck him out. That's only the 2nd for Anderson. A 2-2 fastball got him looking. So here's Chavez, Eric, 1 for 2. Hit that solo homer by the pool in the 5th. About an hour northwest of Columbus. So in your neck of the woods then. Fly ball, center field, DeLucci. I take that back. Wouldn't that put that in the Toledo area? Ramon Hernandez extended his hitting streak. His last time up, he had a double. 1 for 2. Fly ball, right center field. DeLucci will make the catch to retire the side. Stretch time, 1-1. I want to know how broadcasters eat in the middle of a game. I know they have more time, but just trying to scarf down a bite of food while that was going on, I still didn't make it. Toledo is 2.5 hours from Columbus. Jamie says Britton Hill at 345 feet is the highest point in Florida, right on the border with Alabama and the Panhandle. And I would venture to guess that Key West would be the lowest, right? Or any time that a kick went wide right on Bobby Bowden. That would be the lowest point. Pitch to Miller, goes 0 for 2. Draws a walk to start the bottom of the 7th. So the go-ahead run is on for DeLucci. David is struck out. He's 0 for 2. Mulder over 100 pitches. Gets DeLucci on a 2-2 fastball looking. That'll bring up Tony Womack. Tony is 0 for 2 with a strikeout. There's a quiz on all this later, by the way, just in case you're wondering. we'll pick a random Fortnite stream and just drop off these geography questions for those kids to answer. Pitch to Womack. Ground ball to Tejada. They might get 2 out of this. Menachino for 1. And Womack is just a bit fast. And Miller with a hard slide. So that'll do it for Mulder. A good effort. He's not going to get a decision here unless Womack scores. 6 1/3, 4 hits, 2 walks, and 6 strikeouts. Mike McNatty coming in to pitch. This game coming to you from Bank One Ballpark in Phoenix. Why you would bring in a pitcher to face the pitcher is beyond me. Well, we made a double switch. So Jason Giambi is now at first. He's a 5. And Magnotti will go into the 6 hole. Maybe to force a pinch hitter as well. Well, that's what they did. They did the double switch. Now do I pinch hit? Anderson's been pitching well. It is a lefty. Who can hit a lefty? Big Dave. Work getting in the way. Well, we'll bite. Here comes Junior Spivey. Spivey does not have a pinch hit, hitting 190 overall with 2 RBI, 8 for 42. Tomorrow, Womack, by the way, on first 2 out. We're going to go play it by ear with the weather. If it is sunny and 70 by 11. Yeah, this A's team was pretty good. Was this the year that they had won the 20 straight at home? Or the 20 straight? If the weather is nice at 11, 2002, so next year. But this is definitely a Moneyball team. Then the Toronto-Montreal game will be Monday at noon. If it's still cold and crappy and 50 out at 11 o'clock, we'll see you tomorrow for the Expos and the Blue Jays. Pitch to Spivey. There's a ground ball to Tejada. Over to Menachino, and Spivey will reach. But it won't matter, because that's the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. The A's have left on 4. Arizona has left on 5. We got a pitching change coming to you from the Bank One Ballpark in Phoenix. So Jason Giambi will come in to hit. And we're going to go, we can't go with Miguel Batista. I knew that there was a Batista there. Mike Morgan spit the bit the last time I used him. So we'll go with Brett Prinz. And is this a 1-inning deal? This might be a 1-inning deal. We'll leave Spivey in the game. Council will play second, or come out. So Prinz, a 1-inning effort. Spivey, a 4 at second. Where Scotty's working in West Seattle, you doing some pet sitting? 500-foot elevation, less than a mile from Puget Sound. That's a little bit higher than ours, but not much. The lake, Champlain that is about 100 feet. Mike Morgan retired. Ty Cobb in his first MLB appearance. I used him one day doing a Diamondbacks game sometime in the last month or so, and he pitched like he was in a nursing home. Giambi at 336, 21 homers, and 69 RBI. A 1-1 game as we start the 8th. Fly ball right field. Bautista. No, that's out of play. Someone from Sedona made that catch. Did Jamie Moyer retire Babe Ruth? I think they were teammates in Boston, weren't they? So the count is 0-2 to Jason. Struck him out. Got him to chase an 86-mile-an-hour curve. So Johnny Damon is 0 for 3 with a strikeout. Prinz, 7-pitch at-bat there. Slow ground ball to Womack. Tony in on the grass throws to Grace. And that's an out. Yeah, Moyer was so good with the Red Sox in the dead ball era that he forced Babe Ruth to the outfield. Julio Franco was in only the third decade of his career at that point. Frank Minichino, by the way, is 0 for 3. Nobody on. 2 out, top the 8th. Ball 4. Hopefully the diners at whatever Mexican restaurant that Mike from the truck is in are getting a chuckle out of this. Long 1 for 3. He's got himself a double. And that's a balk. So Prinz with a balk. Menichino goes to second. And Long starts with a fresh count after his double at one point. 1 for 3 today. Pitch to Terrence. Draws the walk. So Oakland, runners on first and second. 2 out for Ron Gant, who's had himself a day. He has doubled and walked. He's 1 for 2. And Prinz has thrown a lot of pitches here in the 8th. And they will pinch hit Jeremy Giambi. Gets the call. 1 for 7 or 2 for 14 as a pinch hitter. He's hitting 143. Jeremy at 272, 9 homers, and 31 RBI. So first and second, 2 out, top of the 8th, in a 1-1 ball game. Ball 4, and now you got to be careful because not only is Prinz tired, he's due to lead off the 8th. So you're going to burn a pinch hitter from them. You want him to get Tejada, who's 0 for 3. So Mike Morgan came up in 1978. And to tell you just what I've done, and he'll be in the next one because we're going to do 88 next year. So he's been in our 5 replays, and we've done seasons from he's been in every one except 1941 or 1949. So 78, 82, 85, and now 2001. So first and second and third, they're loaded. Miller says, you've got to get him out. Tejada will do it. Fly ball right field. Bautista tracks it down and makes the catch, and that's it. The A's leave him loaded. And Prinz, well, you know, yesterday was Prinz Spaghetti Day, wasn't it? Anthony! No runs, no hits, no errors. We go to the bottom of the 8th, 1-1. So it'll still be Magnotti and Reggie Sanders. He gets the call to pinch hit. Reggie at 251, 11 homers and 46 RBI. As a pinch hitter, hitting 385 with a homer and 4 RBI. A's in the situation where Arizona was a moment ago. Pitcher due to lead off the 9th for Oakland, and so you don't want to burn. Well, you could. You're going to be pinch hitting for him anyway. Anyway, pitch to Sanders. Fly ball left field. Jeremy Giambi and left is a 2 and a 3, and there's 1 out. For Jay Bell, who was 0 for 2 with a walk. So really, RSN Baseball is just the Mike Morgan story. When did he retire? Was this his last year? Pitch to Bell. There's a fly ball right field. Back goes Long. Terrence to the track. Makes the catch for the out. 0-2. God, he pitched 1 more year. Jesse Orozco is in this replay too. And his rookie year was 79. I was in the 4th grade. Louis Gonzalez is 1 for 3. He has singled and struck out twice. By 2001, Sarah and I celebrated our 3rd wedding anniversary. Talk about going from crayons to perfume. My goodness. Pitch to Gonzalez. Louis into right, but Long will come in for it, and we'll go to the 9th in a 1-1 tie. So, who knows, lefty, righty, lefty. And so, speaking of old pitchers, here comes Greg Swindell. Bautista stays in the game. Swindell, 36 years old, making his 36th appearance. 0-4, 2 saves, and a 3.38 ERA. Fastball at 82, and a fly ball plus pitcher. Orozco retired in 03. The Diamondbacks tried to have him for 2004, but 25 years was enough, I guess. Swindell last pitched on the 30th against the Rockies. Took the loss in a 4-1 ball game. 2/3 of an inning, 21 pitches. 2 hits, a run. It was earned, a walk, and a strikeout. Overall, Swindell, 32 innings, 29 hits, 14 runs, 12 earned. 4 homers, 5 walks, and 25 strikeouts. Jamie remembers seeing him as a pitcher for the Orioles in '88. We're talking about Mike Morgan. It was an early season game, and it was the coldest game you were ever at. And Morgan pitched with the shirt sleeves. So it'll be Mario Valdez as the pinch hitter. Chavez and Hernandez to follow. Mario, another lefty, but he has as good a chance here against Swindell. 316 as a pinch hitter with 2 RBI, 333 overall, 2 homers, and 11 RBI. Valdez, fly ball right field. Bautista, 1 out. So Eric Chavez, a lone run for Oakland. That came in the 5th. A monster shot over the pool in right center. Now is 18 on the replay. Swindell deals into right field. Bautista moving in. 2 out. Ramon Hernandez is 1 for 3. Has himself a double. Both teams just have 4 hits. The A's have an error. They've left on 7. The Diamondbacks have not committed an error, and they have left on 5. Pitch to Hernandez. Fly ball left field. Gonzalez into left center. And it's cardiac time, kiddies. We played 8.5, and the score is 1-1. So Mark Guthrie, who is 2-3 with a save and a 5.14 ERA, makes his 30th appearance on the replay. 35 years old. Almost an old-timer's day here with this. Slider at 89 and a ground ball pitcher. Guthrie last pitched on the 4th in a 9-7 loss to the Angels. Inning in the 3rd, 20 pitches, a hit and a strikeout. Overall, 35 innings, 32 hits, 20 runs all earned, 7 homers. He has walked 15 while striking out 36. Bautista, Grayson, Miller here in the bottom of the 9th. Danny is 0 for 3 with a strikeout. Guthrie starts his night. Gets away from Hernandez on strike 3. The throw down to Jason Giambi, 1 out. So a K. And here's Grace. Mark is 0 for 3. If we go to the 10th, Jason Giambi, Johnny Damon, and Menachino. Guthrie deals. Struck him out. That's 2. A good morning and a good afternoon. 1-2 fastball looking. And so the last chance before free baseball is Damian Miller, who is 0 for 2. He has walked and scored. That came in the 5th. Struck him out. Good night. So Guthrie strikes out the side. No runs, no hits, and no errors. We go to the 10th here in Phoenix. 1-1. So Swindell will start the inning. Giambi 0 for 1. Jason struck out his last time up. It's a 15% chance that Jason homers here. Oh well. Struck him out. Full count fastball at 80. Got him. Bugs Bunny applauds that pitch. So 1 out for Damon, who was 0 for 4 with a strikeout. Swindell rocks and deals. Ground ball to Bell. Has to come in on the grass. Snap throw to Grace. Damon can run, and Damon is safe on the bang-bang play. I've just been giving out free baseball to everybody. You get an inning, and you get an inning. So 1 out for Mendocino. Oh, now I got to be careful here because pitcher spot is due up 4th. Troy Brohan. Another lefty. Morgan, by the way, 25 years, 12 teams, 5 with the Cubs, 3 or less with the other 11. A .431 win percentage. Can you say journeyman? Sure you can. All right, here's Brohan, 28 years old, fastball at 88, and a ground ball pitcher, making his 30th appearance, 0-1, 3 saves, an earned run average of 1.23. Last pitched against the Astros last night in an 8-5 loss. 1 inning, 11 pitches. Overall, 29 1/3. 21 hits, 5 runs, 4 earned, a homer, walking 15 and striking out 23. Damon with good speed on first. Mendocino was 0 for 3 with a walk. Throw to first, and Damon is back. There he'll work on Frank. Mendocino gets away from Miller, and Damon moves up 90. So all that, and it's a wild pitch. That fastball just missed everything. So the count is full, 3-2. Brohan deals. Ground ball to Womack, over to Grace for the out. So Damon will hold. 2 out for Terrence Long, who is 1 for 3 with a double and a run scored. Brohan takes a deep breath and delivers. Long into right field, but that's playable. Bautista will make the catch, and that will retire the side. The A's get a hit. That's only their 5th of the ball game. They've left on 8. We go to the bottom of the 10th, 1-1. So DeLucci, Womack, and Spivey. This is not instill a lot of confidence, although Guthrie should be at the end of his effort pretty soon. DeLucci has struck out twice. He's 0 for 3. Make it another strikeout, and Guthrie has fanned all 4 men he's faced. DeLucci waved at a fastball and said hello, but it did not say goodbye. 1 out for Womack, who's 0 for 3 with a strikeout. Ground ball to Chavez. Giambi by the bag, and that's an error. Womack is going to go to stay at first. It was a high throw, and that'll do it for Guthrie. Chad Bradford coming in. We got a pitching change with 1 out in the 10th this game, coming to you from Bank One Ballpark in Phoenix. So Bradford making his 29th appearance. Fastball at 92 and a ground ball plus pitcher. He is 0-2 with 2 saves and an earned run average of .683. That's not good. He last pitched on the 4th. He took the loss in Anaheim's 9-7 win. 2/3 of an inning, 22 pitches, 3 hits, 2 runs, both earned, and a home run. Overall, 29 innings, 38 hits, 23 runs, 22 of those earned, 7 homers, 9 walks, and 21 strikeouts. Spivey in the pitcher spot. Sounds like a band, doesn't it? Spivey is going to drop one. And that's an error because Bradford tried to throw for the runner, and Womack ends up going to second. So Bradford with a high throw and back-to-back errors instead of nobody on and 2 out. Tony Womack with speed to burn as the winning run, and he's in scoring position. And now Spivey's just going to hit. A single wins the ball game. So Bradford, although he cannot take the loss, that runner on second is not his. He is already well into the fire. And Spivey draws the walk. So now who have you got? Who can hit a righty? Steve Finley. And we got another pitching change. Jim Machir coming in. So let's tell you about Machir. 37th appearance. He's 31 years old. Throws a splitter. Fastball tops out at 92. And a ground ball plus pitcher. He is 3-3 with an earned run average of 312. Last pitched last night in a 3-1 win over Anaheim. He faced one batter and retired him on one pitch. Overall, 40 in the third, 35 hits, 16 runs, 14 earned. 2 homers. He's walked 12 while striking out 43. And we can play at this game too. Durazo will pinch hit. Although it really wasn't that much of an improvement. Durazo, 290 as a pinch hitter, 3 homers and 6 RBI. Overall, 282, 8 homers and 28 RBI. So a chess game going on here. Womack on second. Remember, a single wins the ball game. Spivey doesn't have bad speed himself, but he's pretty much just sitting in the Adirondack chair right now. He doesn't mean a thing. Durazo in the right. Long moves over in the corner and can't get it. It's going to hook foul. And somebody from Tempe made that catch. So an 0-2 count to Durazo now. Runners on first and second. It'll be Jeremy Giambi, Miguel Tejada, and the pinch hitter should the game continue. Durazo, fly ball, right field. Back goes Long. Womack is probably going to go to third. Long with a good catch. Womack tags. And there's going to be a play at third. Womack got a bad jump. The throw is in time. They got him. So a couple fist bumps. Long and Chavez right there. Let's go, Brewers. And all that for nothing. We go to the 11th. It's still 1-1. Byung-Hyun Kim coming in. 3-5, 4 saves, and a 2.93 ERA. He's just 22 years old. Throws a hard slider at 96. And is a standard pitcher. He pitched on the 4th, and that 4-1 win over Houston. Went 1 inning and struck out the side and walked a man on 23 pitches. So 46 innings, 31 hits, 16 runs, 15 earned, 3 homers. He's walked 22 and struck out 47. Dave did indeed survive his birthday. Giambi walked his first time up. Kim starts his night. Right back up the box, throw to first, 1 out. So it's a nice night here in Phoenix now, 81 degrees. 1-1 ball game here in the 11th. Tejada is 0 for 4. Ground ball to Grace, 2 out. So that'll bring up the pitcher spot. You know Machir's not going to hit. Billy McMillan. .250. Does not have a pinch hit. Over from the Tigers, or about to go to the Tigers. I'm assuming he has come over. He had 10 RBI and no homers in real life. Bell, Gonzalez, and Bautista for the Diamondbacks in the bottom of the 11th. Struck him out. After 10.5, it's the A's 1, the Diamondbacks 1. Eric Hilliges comes in to pitch. This is his first relief appearance. He will start in 10 more games. That game was June 30th against the Rangers, 1-0. He's 28 years old, fastball at 94, and a ground ball pitcher. In a 13-0 shutout, Hilliges 5 1/3 innings, 81 pitches, 3 hits, a walk, and 5 strikeouts. So Bell, Gonzalez, and Bautista to face Eric here in the bottom of the 11th. The A's have held the Diamondbacks to 4 hits. In fact, there's only been 9 hits combined. Hilliges struck him out. A 1-2 curveball in there for strike 3. So here's Luis Gonzalez. He has 31 homers on the year. One right here. He has singled and struck out twice. He's 1 for 4. Sends everyone except for Dave home happy. Dave's happy. Struck him out on a full count. So Hilliges has a good morning and a good afternoon. Now will Danny Bautista, who was struck out twice already and grounded into a double play, be a good night? He's 0 for 4. Good night. He struck out the side. Wow. What pitching. No runs, no hits, no errors. We go to the 12th. It's still 1-1. So it'll be Chavez, whose homer in the 5th was the lone run for Oakland. Ramon Hernandez and Jason Giambi. Kim starts his second inning of work. Strike 3. A 2-2 curveball swung on and missed. He'll bring up Ramon Hernandez, who's 1 for 4 with a double. Ground ball to Womack behind the bag at second, over to Grace for the out. So 2 quick out for Jason Giambi, who has struck out twice. 6 Ks for the 4 and 5 hitters in the Arizona lineup. Got him! So Kim strikes out 2 in the inning. Giambi, a late replacement, has struck out 3 times. We go to the bottom of the 12th inning here in Phoenix. It's Oakland 1, Arizona 1. So Grace, Miller, and DeLucci to face Hilliges here in the 12th. Grace is 0 for 4 with a strikeout. Popped up. Menachino by the bag at second, a rainmaker on the closed roof. 1 out for Damian Miller, who, by the way, is still sitting on a 6-game hitting streak. He walked and scored for the lone D-back run. Struck him out. That's 4 for Hilliges. So a 1-2 fastball, strike 3. Here's DeLucci. He has struck out 3 times today. Top of the lineup for Oakland in the 13th. Fly ball, center field. Back goes Damon, away back. It's a big ballpark, and he makes the catch to retire the side. We go to the 13th inning. It's Oakland 1, Arizona 1. So combined in this game, we've had 21 strikeouts and 9 hits. And only 1 earned run. And it's taken 3 hours and 59 fake minutes for us to get there. Johnny Damon is 1 for 5. He is singled and struck out. They're going to work everything they can out of Kim. Ground ball left side. Kim off the mound. Spins, throws to Grace. 1 out. Menachino is 0 for 4 with a walk. Struck him out. That's 4 for Kim. A full count breaking ball swung on and missed. So they would love for him to get Long because Kim is due up third in the 13th. It'll be Womack and Spivey beforehand. Terrence Long is doubled. He's 1 for 4 with a walk. Ground ball to Womack over to first. And Long reaches on an error as Grace dropped the ball. The first error for the Diamondbacks, and that'll bring up Jeremy Giambi, who has walked. He's 0 for 1. Kim is tired now and walks Giambi, and they got to go another pitching change. They could go with Randy Johnson. They're going to go with Mike Morgan. Because BK Kim can't get through the inning. So Morgan, who is RSN's biggest fan, 41 years old, fastball at 87, making his 19th appearance, earned an average of 841, 2-2. On the replay, pitched last night against the Astros in an 8-5 loss. He did not fare well. Christmas treed. 1 inning, 37 pitches, 3 hits, 3 runs, all earned, a walk and a strikeout. So, 20 in the third innings, 28 hits, 24 runs, 19 earned, 4 homers, 18 walks, and 10 strikeouts. Long on second, Giambi on first. Randy Johnson starting to loosen. Gasoline meet fire indeed. Morgan to Tejada, who's 0 for 5. Gets away from Miller, and everybody moves up 90. So a wild pitch. That doesn't instill a heck of a lot of confidence now, does it? A 2-2 count for Tejada, who is trying to get his hitting streak past 15. Here's the pitch. Fly ball right field. Bautista will snare it. No runs, no hits, and the error does not hurt. We go to the bottom of the 13th inning in a 1-1 ball game. 1 run, 4 hits, an error for Arizona. They've left on 6. Oakland a run on 5 hits and 3 errors, and they've left on 10. Womack is 0 for 4. Morgan is due to bat third. Pitch to Womack into right center. Damon, 1 out. Spivey is 0 for 1 with a walk. Even with a ghost runner, I'm not sure we would have had a run. Struck him out. That's 5 for Eric. Check swing on a curveball. Strike 3. So, do I pinch hit? I'm going to burn the backup catcher, Chad Moeller. Who's 7 for 26, a triple and 6 RBI. And at this point, Bowler, by the way, is not pinch hit. We're kind of in the Mendoza territory at this point. Pitch to Moeller. Ground ball, base hit, left side. So the pinch hit worked. The winning run is on for Jay Bell, who has 6 game-winning RBIs on the year. He's 0 for 4 tonight with a walk and a strikeout. So Randy Johnson, who his next appearance is going to be the All-Star game in real life, is loosening in the pen to maybe pitch an inning. Pitch to Bell. Struck him out. And that's who you're going to see. Well, Strange things afoot here in Phoenix. No runs, a hit, no errors. Both teams through 26 innings combined have combined for 10 hits. We go the 14th, 1-1. So Randy Johnson is 10-3 with a 2.07 ERA. And if Randy can't get this done either way, you're pretty much down to tomorrow's starter. Randy, the big unit, 37 years old, a slider, 94-mile-an-hour fastball, and a ground ball pitcher on pretty much his throw day. 7 innings on the 4th against Houston, 104 pitches and a win. 4 hits, a solo homer, a walk, and 10 strikeouts. So 130 in the 3rd innings, 87 hits, 33 runs, 30 earned. He's now given up 13 homers. He's walked 39 and struck out 190. In the bottom of the 14th, Gonzalez, Bautista, and Grace. This one has been all that in a bag of chips. It'll be Mark Bellhorn. What do you think the odds are of a strikeout now? Bellhorn at 238 with 4 RBI and 4 triples. I like Randy's chances here. My camera has moved, which means I got to fix it. Pitch to Bellhorn. Struck him out. Gosh, what a shock that is. 95-mile-an-hour fastball, 1 out. For Eric Chavez, who was 1 for 5. I bet he's sorry he hit that home run now, don't you think? That was in the 5th inning. Ground ball to Spivey behind the bag at second, over to Grace for the out, 2 away. Yeah, Bellhorn missed the bat rack on the way back. Hit one of the biggest home runs in Red Sox history, but gosh, he was painful to watch. Ramon Hernandez, by the way, 1 for 5 with a double. Line drive, left field. Gonzalez will make the catch. And now Oakland brings out their closer, Jason Isringhausen. We go to the bottom of the 14th, 1-1. So Izzy, 28 years old, a cutter at 93, a fly ball pitcher, making his 32nd appearance on the replay, 4-2, 18 saves, a 1.91 ERA. Last pitch last night got the win in their 3-1 win against the Angels. 1 inning, 13 pitches, a hit, and a strikeout. 33 innings, 26 hits, 8 runs, 7 earned, 2 homers. He's walked 6, struck out 33. There's a crow going nuts behind me outside. Bellhorn, one of 3 players in MLB history to hit homers from both sides of the plate in the same inning. That's a pretty good... Wow. So Gonzalez, Bautista, and Grace. I still haven't finished my lunch yet. 1:17 Eastern Time. Pitch to Gonzalez. Fly ball to right. Don't get your hopes up. Long will track that one down. 1 out. So here's Bautista. Bautista and Gonzalez have fanned 6 times and are combined 1 of 11. Bautista has also grounded into a double play. It's not going to get him into Baseball Digest. Fly ball to right, long in the corner. 2 out. Brings up Mark Grace, who's 0 for 5 with a strikeout. With the changes in the lineup in this ballgame, as you hear the F-35s behind me, Arizona has 5 hits total, but only 1 active hit in the lineup. all 5 of Oakland's are still in the lineup. Grace. Long drive, right field, drive home safely. Mark Grace has walked it off for the Arizona Diamondbacks with 2 out in the 14th inning. And they have beaten the A's by the score of 2-1. An absolute no-doubter down the line and right. So in 4 hours and 49 simulated minutes, yeah, well, thanks for watching. The D-backs win 2-1. 2 runs, 6 hits, an error for Arizona. They're 46-39. They left on 7. Oakland, a run on 5 hits and 3 errors, and they left on 10. Mark Grace, your Digital Dice MVP. Goodness gracious, 1 for 6. What pitching. What wonderful pitching. And Randy Johnson gets his 11th win. He had minus stuff like that mattered. Isringhausen falls to 4-3. By the way, before it scrolls up, Carlos Baerga did it for the Indians in '93 versus the Yankees. Bellhorn in 2002 and Morales in 2012. That is hit a home run from both sides of the plate in the same inning. The rest of this Friday night in baseball for you. What a finish, huh? The Tigers beat the Cubs 4-1. Holt 1-8. Tavares falls to 4-5. Halter couldn't top him. 2 for 4, 7th of the year, and drives in 2. Cleveland 8-1 over St. Louis. Woodard 1-1. Matt Morris falls to 8-3. Tomei 3 for 3 is 22nd of the year and drives in 2. Expos 7-4 over the Jays. Thurman 1-4. Carpenter 7-7. Gonzalez 2 for 4 with a triple. In 10, Tampa 5, Florida 4. Zambrano, Carlos or Victor 1-0. Almanza 3-2. Mike Lowell 2 for 5 is 9th of the year. Battle of New York. Yankees prevail at home 8-7. Mendoza 8-2. Armando Benitez 1-2. Edgardo Alfonso 2 for 4, 8th of the year. With a double. No, look up, Jamie. That's there. Rays would be Victor Zambrano. Okay. Look up. That was posted. Have a good day, Dave. Atlanta beats Boston 5-2. Kerry Lightenberg 3-1. Hippolito Pichardo 1-4. Jose Offerman 3 for 5 with a double. Phillies beat the Orioles 4-3 in Camden Yards. Dahl 6-7. Roberts 4-9. Mesa his 20th save. Cincinnati over Minnesota 9-3. Retzma 7-6. Santana 2-4. Pokey Reese 3 for 4 is 4th of the year and drives in 4. Houston beats Kansas City 7-2. Wade Miller 8-4. Bailey 0-2. Lance Berkman is 20th of the year, 1 for 2 with a stolen base. The Chi Sox commit 4 errors but still beat Pittsburgh 12-4. Hey, Biddle, what's in the middle? You're 2-4. Anderson falls to 8-5. Maggie Ordonez 3 for 4 is 16th of the year with 2 RBI. I'm assuming that's Maggie. Colorado beats Anaheim 8-7 in 10. Acevedo 3-3. Pote 1-2. Larry Walker is 23rd of the year, 3 for 5 with a double. San Francisco shuts down Milwaukee 6-0. Dave Gardner goes to 7-3. Levero 4-5 for the Brewers. Martinez 2 for 4, 2 RBI and a triple. San Diego behind Jarvis shuts out Texas 5-0. Jarvis 9-1. Rich Helling 10-5. Phil Nevin 2 for 4, 27th of the year and drives in 2. And last but not least, in the Scotty Howard Bowl, the Dodgers 4, the Mariners 1. Mariners have slowing themselves down a bunch. Kevin Brown 4-4. Freddie Garcia 10-6. Shaw his 24 save. Expos and Jays either tomorrow or Monday. Depends on the weather here. Have yourself a good day, everybody. Thank you so much. So long for now.